Namaste. Hamesha khush raho betiya. My name is JVN Manisha Singh. Today I am teaching you butter definition, butter making process, overrun, yield, theories of churning in advanced milk and milk products technology. Now let's start the topic. First of all, we come to the definition of butter. Butter may be defined as a fat concentrate which is obtained by churning cream, gathering the fat into a compact mass, and then working on it. Butter consists of 80 to 90% of fat with maximum of 16% water and other dairy ingredients. And permitted additives are water, salt, and butter color, that is annatto, and the flavor is diacetyl, which is present in the butter. The fat-free dry matter contains should not exceed 2%. Another definition of butter is butter may be defined as a fat concentrate obtaining by churning cream, gathering the fat into compact mass and then working on it. As per the FSSAI 2011, butter means the fatty product derived exclusively from milk of cow and or buffalo or its products, principally in the form of water in oil type of an emulsion. The product may be with or without added common salt and starter cultures of harmless lactic acid and a flavor producing bacteria. Table butter shall be obtained from pasteurized milk and or other milk products which have undergone adequate heat treatment to ensure microbial safety. It shall be free from animal body fat, vegetable oil and fat, mineral oil and added flavor. It shall have pleasant taste and flavor free from off flavor and rancidity. It may contain food additives permitted in the regulations and it shall conform to the microbiological requirement of the regulation. Then Codex standards for butter is, as per the Codex, butter is a fatty product derived exclusively from milk and or products obtained from milk, principally in the form of an emulsion of the type of water in oil. Essential composition and quality factors. Raw material for butter should be made from milk and or products obtained from milk. Permitted ingredients are sodium chloride and food grade salt, starter culture of harmless lactic acid and or flavor producing bacteria, and potable water. Then process of butter making. For butter making, we need a loading of churn. That churn is basically churning of cream with some color addition, that is annatto, and butter grain and buttermilk will be separated. The buttermilk will be drained off and butter grain will be collected, and then washing of that butter grain, and then initial working on it, then addition of salt and some moisture, then final working on this, then we get the butter. After that, butter is packaged in a packaging material and then stored and then distributed. Now overrun. The weight of butter obtained from a given lot of cream is always more than the amount of fat present in cream. The amount of butter which exceeds the amount of fat present in the cream is called overrun. In other words, it may also be defined as the increase in the amount of butter made from a given amount of fat. It is usually expressed as percentage overrun. The presence of moisture, curd, salt, air, etc. in butter increases the amount of butter, and it is a source of profit to the manufacturer and also helps to check the efficiency of the working plant. There are several types of overrun, which includes theoretical one is theoretically maximum obtainable overrun in butter is 25% because 80 kg fat yields 100 kg of butter as per PFA standard. Compositional, it is based on the composition of butter and varies according to the fat content in the butter. Then factory, it is calculated on the basis of total packed butter and total fat received in the factory for butter making. And churn, this is calculated for a particular type of a churn. The formula used for the calculation of theoretical overrun is given below. Percentage overrun is B minus F upon F, where B is the quantity of butter made and F is a fat in churn. Factors influencing the overrun. First one is inaccuracy in weighing of milk and cream or butter, inaccuracy in fat testing of the samples of milk, cream or butter, then fat losses in skim milk and buttermilk, fluctuation in fat content of butter, weight allowances in butter packages, and handling losses. Then another topic is yield of the butter. The yield of butter is calculated by the following formula. Yield is equal to F multiplied by 100 plus percentage overrun upon 100. Where Y is the yield of butter, F is for fat content of the cream. Now last is theories of churning. The conversion of oil in water, emulsion of cream into water in oil emulsion to form butter has been explained by the various theories of churning. These are below discussed. These are as follows. The phase reversal theory. This theory was proposed by the Fisher and Hooker. The theory is therefore also referred to as Fisher and Hooker's theory. According to this theory, churning is a process of phase reversal, that is changing of oil in water emulsion to the water in oil emulsion. Basically, there is a change of phase. The stability of emulsion is related to the relative volumes of the two constituents present. When oil and water are mixed together, the resulting suspension may be suspension of oil in water or suspension of water in oil. The type of emulsion obtained depends on the proportion of the two main constituents present, the order in which they are added, and the type of emulsifier used. In churning cream, initially the ratio of surface area to volume of the fat globules is large. When the churning proceeds, surface area decreases, and with progressive churning, surface area keeps on decreasing, and the reduced surface area can no longer hold all the buttermilk, so it breaks, that is separates out. The negation of cream during the churning process causes coalescence and clumping of fat globules until eventually the ratio of surface area to the volume of the fat units becomes so small that the reduced surface area can no longer contain the buttermilk in the stable form. The oil in water emulsion then suddenly breaks, giving butter grains consisting of an emulsion, water in oil, and free buttermilk. Next theory is the foam theory. This theory was put forward by Rand. According to Rand, cream contains a foam producing substance which gets solidified gradually when cream is agitated. During churning, first foam is produced. The fat globules then, due to the surface tension, tend to concentrate on the foam bubble and thus are brought into such close contact that clumping of fat globules take place. Subsequently, the foam producing substance assumes a solid character and the foam collapses. The fat globules then coalesce and butter is formed. According to this theory, fat and cream at churning time is completely crystallized and the pass in the milk and their membrane intact, and thus butter is compact mass of fat globules in which buttermilk, water and air are distributed as small globules. This theory was, however, subsequently criticized because of the fact that the foam formation, that is the presence of air, is not required in some of the continuous butter making processes. And then next theory is King's theory. This theory was proposed in 1930 and 1953 and it is regarded as the modern theory. According to this theory, what happens during churning is midway between the phase reversal theory and the foam theory. The modern concept was summarized by the McDowell, that is as follows. The fat is cooled cream at churning temperature is present as clusters of fat globules, and within each globule it is present partially in solid and partially in liquid form. Agitation breaks up the clusters and causes foam formation. The globules become concentrated to some extent in the fill around the air bubble in the form and thus brought into the close contact of each other. The movement of the globules over one another in the foam film and the direct concussion between them causes a gradual wearing away of the emulsion protecting surface area or layer. The globules then adhere together to form larger and larger particles, and eventually these particles become visible as butter grains. The grains enclose some of the air from the foam, and the fat still mainly remains in globular form. The working of the butter grain causes the globules to move over one another. Some of them, under the effect of friction and pressure, cause some yields out a portion of the liquid fat. Others are broken during working. Finally, there is enough free liquid fat present to enclose the water droplets, air bubbles, and intact fat globules. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in a comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching this video.